Hey everyone, welcome to Sons of Mars. My name is Alessandro Frosali. I'm the founder of the project, and we are a battle royale experience which is offering a buyback of 200 ETH for the winner of this experience. And we are also using the funds of this to fund our pop culture dreams of building graphic novels, feature films, TV shows, games from the IP that we create here, and giving that IP or a share of that IP back to the holders of the collections. So that's a brief run of who we are, but I thought I would actually go in and explain a little bit more about this experience. So let's get to it. So I got into NFTs and I bought a couple of collections, and one thing I noticed straight away was that there are a lot of NFT collections that when you buy them, you get given an unrevealed character or a NFT that isn't, in its final form yet. But this gave me an idea. If we can turn an unrevealed character into a revealed character, basically the metadata of NFTs can change. And if the metadata of NFT can change, well, then we can play a game with that. We can actually expand that further, which is a really exciting concept. So then I had an idea. Let's play a game where we can actually change the states of an NFT and use that as part of a storyline that's built in a bigger game framework all the way to initially create a prize. Now, the first thing that had to come up was probably the storyline or theme. Me and my co-founder, my brother, Sean Frosali, we often create worlds and stories and themes. I mean, he's a graphic artist and I'm a musician and a filmmaker and a screenwriter and a director. And creating worlds is often what we do. Now, there was one storyline that I had built, which was a battle royale set in Rome with the god of war Mars, and instantly, this is a really wonderful third of ground for a collection. So what we could have was Roman warriors playing in a battle royale game, but if they die in the game, they become classic statues. So this is a great sort of ground and the basis of what we had. But how would this work in OpenSea, so to speak? In this idea of changing the metadata in OpenSea, how would it work? Well, these are the game mechanics that we thought of. I mean, in a battle royale, normally you have this large circle that gets smaller and smaller until you have a winner, or you have higher and higher death percentages as you go along until you get one winner. So if you think of Squid Game, you've got many different rounds and people die throughout it until there's just one winner. So that's what we wanted to emulate. But to create a version of this, it would be to create at least a simple version of this, I realized that the first thing that we could do was use a randomized code to assign at certain rounds when people are going to die. Now that's really cool, but who determines the death? I mean, in this space, it's really difficult with trust and authenticity. So how do we actually create a randomized code that people can trust, people can see without hacking as well? That is when we found Oracle Chainlink. Now, Oracle and Chainlink, they're basically one of the biggest NFT Web3 companies out there. They're not just in Web3. They create softwares, they create great back-end technologies, and they have a verified randomness function, which essentially is perfect for this because you can find and prove the randomness on the blockchain, see it, and it cannot be manipulated by them or us or anything like that. So we will share a link to explaining more about VRF in the Discord. You can find that, and if you want more information about that, you can find that there. So what we end up having is a battle royale where 5,555 warriors will effectively play with this randomized code, killing and knocking them out at increasing death rates. So what this looks like in actuality is, let's say we've got round one. Round one, there'll be 5% of NFTs, or 5% of all these 5,555, which is 278. They will die and become silver statues. And then 10% in the next round, round two, will die and they will become a different type of statue. And this will continue for all of the 15 rounds, all the way until we get to the winner. And once the winner is announced, they are the only one that stays alive, and they're the ones that will be offered the grand prize of 200 ETH. We're going to buy that back and use that character in our graphic novels, so on and so forth. So that is how it works. Now, what this does is it actually does something really unique in the space, more than just the experience itself of changing the metadata. It creates a collection where you can assign rarity not just by the individual traits like a sword or a helmet or a gold or whatever. You actually start assigning rarity by how long somebody has lasted within the experience, which is just such a fun and unique way of looking at this, and something that really excited me going into this. And it also does something else. It allows you to buy and sell along based on prices that that an NFT should be. So, for example, we've got 5 warriors left, and they each have a 1 in 5 chance at winning 200 Ethereum. If somebody holds one of these warriors, they don't just have a warrior that they bought for mint price or whatever. They actually have a warrior that can be sold for 1/5 of 200 Ethereum, and they will also get a legendary statue as well, because that's how the statues work as they go on. You assign rarity based on where you die. So it's a really interesting and fun way of looking at this, because you wouldn't sell your warrior when he's in the last round for just mint price of 0.12. You'd sell it for probably 10 ETH or more, and it's just a really great way of thinking about it. Now, what else? Another draw card is the fact that we've got Disney and Marvel artists. So our artists have worked on Loki, they've worked on Maleficent 2, The Lion King, Wonder Woman. I mean, even just in the background, you can see a little bit of our trailer here. It's, really wonderful artists, and they've been really great to work with. But more than that, it is actually a really quite robust roadmap where we're looking at a graphic novel, a season 2, shows and games, and giving our holders shares in the profits of each one of these. So building a pop culture machine almost from the backwards, instead of, something like a Game of Thrones coming into NFTs, we're doing it the other way around and trying to build that with our community first. So that's pretty much it for this little presentation. You can see a lot more in our Discord. All along the side, we have whitelist rules, official links, roadmap, the experience, talking about the 200 ETH buyback, the artwork, and us all being docs, and our all information on our whole team. So if you have any more questions or anything like that, all you have to do is chat to one of our docs team, and we'll all come out and help you out whenever we can. And other than that, let's create something really exciting, interesting in the space, and let's do this.